So I just saw Petite Maman, the new film from Celine Sciamma, the French director, who of course made a lot of waves with her previous feature film, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which is a masterpiece, an amazing film. And love that movie. Check the review on that. And been waiting for the follow up. The thing is, Petite Maman has been out. This movie premiered at Berlin last year, March 2021, and then came out in France in June 2021. So it's been seen in Europe, but it hasn't actually been released in the United States, apart from I think a few very small one-off, coastal screenings. It hasn't been released until this past April, 2022. So it's finally been available, and obviously the follow-up to Portrait of a Lady on Fire goes without saying, very appealing. And I think what I appreciate most about this movie is that Celine Sciamma really uh, kind of subverts expectations, goes against the grain. This film is only 72 minutes long. It is
Yes.
not nearly as sweeping in scope, thematic richness as Portrait of a Lady on Fire was. It's not exactly the you have a blank check due to your most recent success, do whatever you want. It's a smaller scale film by design. And I appreciate that just because I think it kind of shows that she's really artistic person, and she wrote and directed this. And in the case of Petite Maman, it's the story of a young 8-year-old girl, Nellie, played by Josephine Sanz, who goes to her just past grandmother's house with her two parents because her parents need to kind of clear out the house, get it ready because grandma just passed. And in the process, they're going to be there a few days. In the process, Nellie's mom, Marion, kind of disappears, goes away for like a day or two. And around the same time, Nellie encounters in the woods a another girl that looks just like her, also named Marion, and kind of starts like filling in these gaps about like as you can suggest by the character names, as you can suggest by the title of the book, title of the film. It's her mom as a kid, basically, kind of a high concept film, and they build a fort together where you know Nellie's mom built a fort back in the day as a kid because again it's at her childhood home, and kind of like go back and forth through these like I don't know these realms basically where Nellie and like young Marion will like go back to the house, but now like grandma's alive because it's like in the past. It's kind of like a like a flashback science fictiony almost thing, but like there's no like science fiction actually going on with the movie. It's like all I guess in her head or in her experience, and it's kind of like a petite little movie about kind of like how you learn about your parents, and it's I think it's a really interesting movie and not what I expected. Obviously, it's the follow up from Portrait, but I uh I appreciated how much she was able to get into this movie in only 72 minutes. And I would definitely recommend it as it becomes available. It's a neon release, so it eventually will go on to Hulu, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely one I want to check out. And I just love that idea. Like you mentioned, it's a little high concept, but I think those like themes are so interesting. And I really also love that she kind of continues to center like female relationships at the center of her
Mm,
movies. Seems like that's a lane that she wants to continue exploring in different ways. So I hope she sticks with that.
yeah, I think in the press notes they've been talking about how Miyazaki was a inspiration for Siyama, and like I think the
Mm.
parallels to My Neighbor Totoro are very very evident if you've seen that film. So yeah, definitely like kind of like a fable type story. I'd recommend it.